Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wildly Basic. Today we have a guest in the house.
We do.
And her name is Kelly Knight, and she is the president of Bryan's Hope.
Hello, ladies.
How are you?
I am great. How are you?
It's so nice to see you.
Nice
Thank you for
to
coming
see
in.
you. Thank you for
And
inviting
you
me.
are all over the newspaper lately.
I know. I know.
Yeah,
Can't
superstar.
help it.
Yeah. Actually, it's kind
Local
of sad
celebrity.
news.
It
but
is
yeah.
sad, but-
It's kind of sad news while you're in the newspaper quite a bit, but it's
It
good
is.
news too, in a way. We'll talk about
It'll
that.
become better news.
Yes,
Yes.
better news. Okay. As you know, Kelly Knight, is in Bryan's Hope as the executive director right now, right?
The president, yep.
Okay.
President of Bryan's Hope.
Okay. And I wanted to know, of course, you've taken over where Jeannie Richards was.
Correct.
As she passed away. And how did you get involved with Bryan's Hope?
Actually, I was there at the very first meeting. When Jeannie called a meeting, it was at Pontiac Lake Country Club in November of 2012, 2013. And we had just had a string of deaths in Waterford, people I went to this high school with. And I was sitting there at home going, what are we going to do? Something has to give. We have to make this stop. So I found out about the meeting. I went and I was like, I'm here. I'm with you. Let's do this, So we had that first meeting. She called, the people who were really truly wanted to be on the board. We had a second meeting, and she discussed joining part of FAN, actually being a new chapter of FAN.
And FAN is?
Families Against Narcotics.
Okay.
But we kind of voted it down and said, no, let's go our own way and let's do our own thing and let's see, what we can do. And we did.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Bryan's Hope was created.
It was.
Yes.
And it was. And
Yep.
it was a great baby for Jeannie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so what kind of things did you do?
We started out with monthly community action meetings. We did them in churches. We did them at the Waterford Police Department, and basically got families out, addicts out, people in the community out, and said, we have a problem. The goal was to bring awareness to the issue because it was, so stigmatized. It still is, but much more so 6 years ago. Nobody wanted to talk about it. Not my kid, not my community, not my schools, not Waterford.
Denial.
Yep. And so we had to say, look, this is all really happening, right here, right in your hometown, right under your nose. We need help here. So we started doing that, raising awareness, trying to get into schools, trying to speak to educators to, bring some type of activism into the schools. Then we ended up going towards doing Narcan trainings.
And
Jeannie
Narcan
found
is?
out it's the overdose reversal drug. So she wrote a successful grant that got us 500 units of the auto-injector. A few years, probably 4 years ago.
Right.
At this time, we had so much of this, we couldn't even get rid of it. And we ended up donating 200 or 300 auto injectors to the Oakland County Police Department, Oakland County Sheriff's Office. Now those kits that we got for free, 500 of them, they're selling them for $4,500 a piece.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Can't believe that.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
It's pretty horrible. But
so
she
back
was
in
really
the day, though, were those legal to give away? Were those?
Yeah, yep,
Okay.
they were. But now there's still laws changing. As of March, it was illegal for a librarian or someone in a library to have or administer Narcan.
Why?
I don't know. The law was just now put into effect, or it's just now going through the House, the Senate, to allow libraries to administer overdose
in the
reversal.
state Senate?
Yep, here in
Okay.
Michigan.
And Narcan has went U.S. wide.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Now, what did Jeannie do for Narcan? What did Bryan's Hope do?
We did trainings. We got the kits, harm reduction pieces into the hands of families and loved ones who had people at risk of an overdose. So we'd bring them in, we'd train them how to use it. We'd send them home with a kit that would include the, Narcan naloxone itself, gloves, face shields, and then pamphlets for recovery options. So that itself saved over 220 lives.
It's fantastic.
That's great.
That is awesome.
That we were, told about, that these kits were.
Right.
That is
give it
very
out.
good. Very
Yeah.
good.
Absolutely amazing.
So what was Jeannie like to work with?
Passionate, just a leader. Always in a leader in the sense that she listened to everybody, but she took charge. She had a presence and a force, but she was very endearing.
Right.
Never
Very
like,
approachable.
Yes,
Very, yes.
extremely. She was never, this is my baby, this is my thing. She always, went to her board and said, "What do you think, guys? What can we do?" Never just a dictator, but always, very, very
Open.
hands-on, very open, and yes, very approachable. Just someone you looked up to and admired for her
Right.
strength.
Right.
Very much so.
So what happened with Jeannie?
In November of this past year, 2018, she was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. She lost another son due to medical complications on Christmas Eve. So, a few weeks after her diagnosis. She did chemotherapy for 6 weeks. She started, I think, January 5th was her first day to chemo. And she fought. She definitely battled the whole time. She's, sending texts and emails to the board saying, okay, we need to talk to this person. We need to do this.
How did you find out?
She called me a few days after Christmas. And, I knew Tony had died. And she waited because I have 3 young ones. And she called me and said, I'm going to tell you what happened with my Tony. And now I need you to sit down because we got to have a serious talk. It's about me. And she told me, and she said, I found out late November, but I wanted you and the kids to enjoy a nice Christmas before I sprung it on you. So we definitely sat there and cried. A lot of tears.
Right. And she asked you to be the president at that time?
At that time, no.
Okay.
She was still.
Oh, she's coming back. She is going to fight
she
this.
is coming back. We might have to put the bowl-a-thon in February on hold, but
Right.
she's got
she
this.
was coming.
Right.
Yeah,
She would have been back.
Yeah,
Yes.
there was no mention of
Any of that.
no. There was, and we would have never.
Never even
I
thought about
about
it.
it, but I could never bring myself to say, "Hey, if this doesn't work out, if the chemo,
Right.
what are we gonna do?"
Right.
Right.
Nobody would take that from her.
No,
She's a
because-
fighter. This is her 3rd time
Yeah.
with
Oh, yeah.
cancer.
She wasn't
and
gonna give up.
No.
Yeah.
She was going to make it. So nobody would tell her, give her that,
Right.
what if
There's
scenario.
no way she's going to bring that up. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
So then so what else happened? So what happened after?
She did 6 weeks of chemo and went in for her CT scan and to see if the chemo was working, and she passed away there at that appointment. Her daughter called to tell me she went in, and they believe blew a blood clot, pulmonary embolism, and passed away there at U of M in Ann Arbor. Shocking.
Right.
Very shocking. Nobody
yeah.
expected that.
No,
Yeah.
it was very sad.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
absolutely floored. Jeannie was here at Media Network in November doing an interview, which we'll
Yeah.
talk about in a minute here, but she looked fine.
Yeah,
she
she was-
seemed very calm and happy, and
Nothing
We had a
wrong.
nice long chat, and she was gone.
Yeah.
And that was that. Next thing I hear, she's gone.
Yeah.
Like, literally gone.
Yeah.
So what happened to Bryan's Hope? What was going through your mind? Okay, she passes away. Obviously, we go to the funeral and the
Right.
memorial, and then what? So what happens to Bryan's Hope then? What are you thinking? What happened?
We kind of were at a standstill. What do we do? But we saw, reconnected with board members. Jim Geldof, he's a retired DEA agent. He's on the board of Bryan's Hope, has been for a while. I had Howard Wright. I had Kate Brancheau. Paul, he's moved since, and everybody kind of looked at me and said, we got to keep this going.
Okay.
So I said, you're right. If you guys are all on board, and they said, we're all on board. We got to do this. We got to keep this going. So we
I
made
could
a
see
plan.
that happening. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
everybody
want to
was
keep because her message was so strong. She would want every one of us to get up and keep moving
Right.
forward.
Exactly.
And fight
Yeah.
even harder.
Yep. And do what she would probably want us to do.
Yep.
Is to keep going.
So so we made an agreement then that we were going to work together and we're gonna keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then
What
let's
happened?
see.
We had a board meeting a few weeks after she passed away. we had some of Jeannie's family members there, and we voted on, to elect the newest board of directors. At that time, her family voting and the board that we had, including, I was elected as president. Kate Brancho was elected as vice president. Jim Geldof was elected as secretary, and Jeannie's husband, Jeff, stepped into the role of the treasurer.
Okay.
So we met and we decided, we had our new cards made. I came in, we were going to have some new marketing materials made, working
Right.
on doing a new Narcan video. I'm just doing monthly trainings at the Bernstein Clinic, Narcan trainings. We had won the 100 Men Club nomination for Outstanding Nonprofit. They donate $100 per individual to a nonprofit that's selected per quarter. So we were getting over $13,000 from that.
Wow.
Yeah, we had just a lot of people contacting me and saying, okay, we want to do trainings here. We did trainings at a glass company in Milford, and then we were working to develop some type of a mentor program in the schools.
So you're still getting a lot of support.
Yes.
Yeah, huge amount of support.
Good.
Yep, I was
Yep.
supposed to meet with addiction centers in Grand Rapids tomorrow, actually.
Okay.
They were talking to us about sponsoring our yearly softball tournament and sponsoring, Bryan's Hope as a whole. So,
Right.
yeah, we had a lot going.
So you had a lot going on.
So you
Yeah.
had a lot.
Yeah, you have
so
a lot
why
going
do you
on.
say had a lot?
Right.
We came together for a board meeting and realized that there were not everybody was on the same page with what direction that we should head in, and realizing that we decided that Jeannie's mission had been fulfilled. The whole idea behind Bryan's Hope, we had accomplished what we set out to accomplish, and rather than try to take it in different directions and maybe not succeed, we're going to let it go and let it lie, and let the legacy of Jeannie and Bryan's Hope be that we succeeded and did what we
Speaks for
set out
itself.
to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And not let it get
That probably was real hard. A real hard meeting.
It was really very difficult to make the decision to say, okay, enough is enough. It's run its course, and we did great. But what she had come to do here was to provide education, Narcan, and save some lives. To get people educated, to put faces to the epidemic, and she did that.
Okay.
And mission accomplished for her.
Okay.
I think as a group.
Oh yeah, she did what she was
She
intended
did
to
what
do.
Very
she
much so.
intended to do.
Yep.
And to let her legacy continue as it was, we had to say, take a step back and refocus our mission
Okay.
in a different direction.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
so-
go ahead.
All right, so Bryan's Hope will no longer be.
No.
A
Bryan's Hope
nonprofit.
will be no longer.
Okay.
Nope.
So where do you plan on going after Bryan's Hope?
So now the intention, I've spoken with the Bernstein Clinic. I still do monthly Narcan trainings there. I have one this coming Wednesday at 1 p.m. It's free. You'll leave with free Narcan. But we've spoken to them about donating our assets left over to their clinic. They're the free healthcare clinic in Pontiac.
great. They're great. They
amazing.
help a lot
free
of people.
healthcare, free dental care. They do the Narcan trainings. They voted Jeannie 2018 Esteemed Women of Michigan. They're a great nonprofit, and part of our bylaws are we have to donate what's our
Right.
proceeds and what we have, our assets, to another nonprofit along that same mission. So they're great. They've agreed to accept that donation from us. We're very excited about that. We do have also a meeting with my remaining board members. There's several of the people that I have left working with me who are still saying, "What are we doing? We're with you. Let's do this."
Right.
Right now, we have a meeting in the works, and we're going to kind of brainstorm. But what we're looking at is refocusing our energies towards youth, the children of the addicts.
Great idea.
70,000 people a year die. How many of them have children? And
Right.
what happens to them?
Yep.
And they are now the greatest at-risk generation of becoming the next, addicts and overdose and statistics.
Right.
So we are hoping to get something together where we can get mentors in the schools, where we can help these kids, youth who lose parents, get into sports, get into camps, refocus their energy, and give them a positive outlet.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
We're happy to hear that.
Yeah, actually, it's cute. I have twin daughters, and they have been like, they're really excited about this project too because it deals with kids, and they're like, oh, camps and sports, and like, what can we do? So my daughter put together a little booklet, and she's like, what can we call this? Like, Camp Kids, Kids Care, like, Caring for Kids, you know, all different
nice.
kinds of names
That's very
throwing out there.
nice.
Mom, can I go to the meeting with you for the new Bryan soap? So they're pretty excited about that. But like I said, we're meeting Tuesday. People, anybody is welcome to come to that meeting. We're meeting
Where's
at
that
6
at?
o'clock at Hilltop in Clarkston. I'm going to have like some snacks and, you know, talk about where we go from here.
Well, you
who's
know
on
we're
board.
in, right?
Yeah,
We probably
great.
can't
Oh,
make
yeah.
it to the meeting, but you
Okay.
know we're in.
Yes,
we're here
I would
for
love
you.
that.
We can
Yes.
help you in any way we can.
Yeah, so we're just hoping that we're able to like reach these kids and really put a stop to it before it starts. We kind of got on the other end of it where we're really just bringing people back to life, and we want to, you know, give them a life before we're bringing them back.
Of course.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
Got you.
So you mentioned kind of one of your charity fundraisers was a softball tournament that Bryan's Hope would put on every year.
Yeah.
We actually played in it the first
we did
year.
play
Yeah,
it very
awesome.
first year. Boy, did we get skunked.
That was
that was it for
I
us.
did every year.
let's
Oh my
not
God.
remember that, even though
That
it's on
was
video.
so bad.
Are you going to try and carry that on?
We are. You know, I was going to let it go with us dissolving Bryan's Hope. Obviously, we're not trying to fundraise anymore, but we have so much interest. We haven't even sent out flyers, and we have 6 teams that
Right.
want to play.
Right.
I spoke to Gary Wall from Waterford, and he has
loves
graciously
baseball.
agreed
Yeah.
to donate or pay for the fields for us
Oh,
to
that's so
continue.
sweet.
So I actually have a committee all set up to help run this.
Would this be in Waterford?
It'll be at Rotary Park.
Nice.
Yes, at Rotary Park.
Very
We're going to
nice.
just keep it to like 8 teams, keep it small, call it the Waterford Memorial Tournament because we've lost so many people here.
This is true,
You know, so really just a memorial thing, get people together, keep, you know, a group still kind of involved and in the loop for, you know, future
Let them
things.
know you're still there.
We're still
Right.
here, even if we're, you know,
Might be a new name.
in a different name or in, you
But
know,
same
different
mission.
respects.
You still got that.
Same
Yeah,
mission.
and same thing. The proceeds will go to the Bernstein Clinic. Anything that we make from there, not really going to do, you know, any raffles or anything like that. Not trying to really make any money off of it, but
Right.
just trying to keep the community together.
Right. That's
Yep.
very nice.
Yeah.
We should
very
see if
cool.
we can shoot that with our truck.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Shoot,
Like
like
the
September
last-
7th.
So like the last couple games.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're doing
totally
a
for that.
round robin tournament. Like everybody's guaranteed 3 games. I think 8 teams, 2 fields. September 7th. It's a Saturday. Going to be fun. Trying to get some like food trucks out there and just have a
Steve.
good time.
Yeah. We'll help any way we can,
Yeah,
you know.
love that.
We will.
Yeah.
People are
So what I
excited.
wanted to do is I wanted to leave the show. We did an interview with Jeannie, like I said, in November, and I'd like to actually leave the end of the show with her actual words
Aw.
of how she started her organization and why she started it. And we'll just leave that right there. But Kelly will come back and visit us
I
again
absolutely
because
will.
she's not
Thank you.
going anywhere. You hear that? She is not going anywhere.
No.
She's still here, and so
Good.
is her organization. So, on that note, we want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you
We
for having me.
appreciate it.
And thank you
so
for
much
everything
all your
you're
help.
still doing.
Yes.
Trying. We're
It's a
getting
lot
there.
of work, we
It
know,
is.
and Jeannie would be very proud.
Thank you.
Yes.
I hope so.
What can you tell us about Bryan's Hope and your passion for doing the work that you're doing?
Well, I can tell you that today is our 5th anniversary. We're 5 years old. It was November 7th that we started the very first group meeting where the community came together and said, yes, there's a problem. And about 10 people left that meeting that day and said, we want to do something about it. And we, you know, kept a few of them, lost a few of them, gained a few of them, but we're still a movement that literally did turn into a nonprofit, and we actually just received our prevention license this year.
Oh, that's great. Let's talk about prevention a little bit.
Well, prevention, I think, has got to start as early as we start teaching our kids anything about safety. I remember we put them in car seats to bring them home. We put plugs in the walls to keep them from putting their
Yes,
fingers in.
absolutely.
Now we need to teach them about prescription medications being taken as prescribed and not being taken inappropriately and in excessive amounts, and the real dangers of the drugs. I can remember prescription pill bottles sitting in the kitchen windowsill, in the medicine cabinet. Everyone had one, and honestly, nowadays we teach you keep your medicine, particularly narcotics, you lock it up like you lock up your gun.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they're very dangerous in the wrong hands sometimes.
Now, what about that person who, or people who have like a chronic pain? How do you manage that?
It's been very hard for those people, and I do believe even our suicide rate has increased, and it's probably a direct result of a lot of pain that people are in, and I don't wish that on anybody.
No, absolutely.
By any means at all.
No.
We need to find a balance, and I think we can if we can get more legislation in place that is more black and white as far as how much can be given, how much can be taken, oversight on who's giving what, and when irregularities are recognized, like in the past when the DEA, their hands were tied.
Yes.
The right to prosecute was literally taken away, and things like that just can't keep happening.
No.